This looks like Opa, William, Jacob Whifler, and Oma, Anna Whifler, your great-grandfather and great-grandmother. That looks like your father, William Whifler, as a baby, and that is his cousin Helen, and that is Oma. The young woman is Uncle Gus's daughter, Helen Popel. And that's Opa and your dad in this very fancy automobile. He's about 3 years old. And Helen is pushing him in front of their house at 1540 Drake. I believe I'm not sure, but that's Helen and her mother and your dad, and that appears to be Uncle Gus, your grandmother's only brother, Gustav Popel. This is at the Hoover house in Palo Alto. Herbert Hoover's house in Palo Alto. It's at the beach at either Santa Cruz or Half Moon Bay. There's Helen and Granny, and there is Arthur Whifler, your grandfather. And with Helen is her mother, Emily Popel. Your dad, William, was about 3 years old at that point. Uncle Gus and Helen and Emily lived in New Jersey, and they were out to visit your grandmother, Clara Whifler. There's Clara Whifler and her father, William Popel, and your father, as a little boy, William Whifler. Son of their house at 1540 Drake, Burlingame. Opa, William Popel, was born in Dresden, Germany in 1856 and passed away in Burlingame, California in 1930. That is the front porch of there, the front porch at 1540 Drake with Oma Anna Popel. She had arthritis very badly and was unable to walk at this point. That is your grandfather, Arthur Whifler. And that is the dog, and I never met him, so I do not know his name. And your grandmother, Clara Whifler, is pushing Oma in her wheelchair. And there's Arthur Whifler, your grandfather, your father, William's father. And there's your father, William or Bill Whifler, and maybe in the 7th grade, out in the garden, also pushing his grandmother in her wheelchair. I believe the dog's name was Teddy. Lovely picture of Oma. She's a lovely, lovely lady. Oma, Clara Whifler, your father, Bill Whifler, and his father, Arthur Whifler, coming out of the gate at 1540 Drake Avenue. Walking down the street, Drake Avenue in front of their home. If you notice, there's no house at the end of the street, and Millbury is undeveloped. Front garden at 1540 Drake. Gustav Popel, your grandmother's only sibling, only brother. He's visiting from New Jersey. Uncle Gus was a bit of a character, lots of fun. He was a stockbroker in New York City. Oh my, we're coming into colored pictures now. Granny and Oma again. Your father, Bill in the Navy, with me. Oma, Bill and Jean. Jean, Bill, and Gus. Picking acacias in front of 153 Aurora Court. Gus and Clara. My grandmother, Caroline Graham, and my mother, Margaret Graham Flagstead. Uncle Gus with the broom. Jane in the blue dress. Granny in the central patio of the house at 1540 Drake. Very much like a green and green house. Clara Whifler in the patio. My mother, Margaret, and me. Jean. Wedding invitations, our wedding, leaving for the church. Bill and Cleve's boss, Barbara Lamstrock, my best friend, David's mother, my mother, and me. William, self-explanatory. A nervous Jean. The year was 1948. June 27th. St. Matthew's Episcopal Church in San Mateo. Bill, Jean, Barbara, Cleve, and my mother. Our minister. Claire Whifler, Danny, and friends of my mother and father, with Dr. and Mrs. Duvall and their daughter, Doris. Leading the church. The reception was in our apartment at 153 Arroyo. It was a small wedding. Clyde Marshall, and that is Judd McFessel in the wheelchair. Jody Johnson, a friend from Stanford. Betty Kahn, friend from Stanford. These pictures are faded. Well, it's my grandmother. She wasn't well at the time and was up in the bedroom. My grandmother Graham, grandmother Caroline Graham. Growing rice. And we are leaving for Tahoe. Tahoe and the Rogue River. Fishing up on the road. Pictures were taken by Richard Fowler. His mother was a friend of Granny's. And he's with Barbara, Jock, David's mother, and Jean Whistler.
Where are you?
Like we're in. That's our convertible.
So this will be after you're married.
After I was married, before Barbara was married.
Where are you now? Looks like you went to Marin.
Waldo Tunnel, I believe. The Waldo Tunnel. That appears to be Barbara in the costume.
Where's this?
I believe this is in our apartment at 25 Arroyo Court. our cat Phil.
What was the cat's name? What was his cat's name?
Phil. He's just a lovely cat. He's given to us by some friends in Colorado who do not know him. Unfortunately, Phil at that time retired. Oh, Sardine Lake Resort. This was before you were born, Graham. This was a vacation that your dad and I took to Sardine Lake. Probably in about 1949 or 1950. The buttes in the background. The buttes. Upper Sardine Lake. Our cabin at Sardine Lake. It was early in the year, and that was fishing at one of the lakes that we had hiked into. I'm not sure at this point which one it was. It might have been upper salmon. And that was another lake that we had hiked into. Trying to think of what lake it was, but at this point I'd need a map. Could be upper Sardine. View of the countryside. Very few people were up there at that time. It was lovely. All the roads were gravel or dirt. That is the road from Sierra City to Gold Lake. Audrey Browning, owner of the resort. Graham Whifler is a very tiny baby, maybe 6 weeks old. Your father developed the picture, so he was experimenting. You were 6 weeks old. It was down at, or no, you weren't. You were about 3 weeks old. And it was down at the apartment at 25 Arroyo Court. Very tiny baby, maybe 6 weeks. He didn't like the bright lights. No, they weren't. They're beautiful. And there's our cat Butch. And there's Butch. He wasn't sure that he liked you. I'm sure this is probably closer to 4 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks. Very young. Your dad had just bought the camera not too long before this and then tried to develop pictures. Well, you've grown dramatically. You're now about, 3 to 4 years old, 4 years old. And that is, I believe, Peggy Ashley. And we're now at 20 LaSalle Road. And our lawn is green. It's been planted. And you and Peggy are enjoying the sprinklers. There's your mother. Not sure that you like the water. No, you don't like it. Not at all. And there's your horse. You loved your horse. A neighbor that lived in the Casa Baywood, in the apartment across from us, a retired man who fell in love with you as a baby. And he built the horse for you. And that was your campaign chair, child size. And that was in your special riding suit. Yeah. You developed that on your own. That is up in our raised bed when we had nice fresh soil and you grow some beautiful dahlias. The lawn looks beautiful. We had just finished the block screen out in front, the wall. Your father built it with a little of my help. Yes, the plants were small. We had the flowers because the shrubs were so small. You're about to go into photography at this point. You probably are getting closer to 4. You're doing a little construction in photography here. That paint color is terrible. You're going to do a little construction now. Your sandbox, your father just built your sandbox. And you did enjoy your sandbox. It is now a fish pond. See how thick the eucalyptus trees were in the background. To your right is where we later built the pool. You were very clean. Very clean. This is Christmas. The Christmas tree was in your dad's study, which was off the living room at that point. Christmas morning. We seem to have quite a collection of balloons there. Oh, I remember that was a little toy that the cars went down around a slope. You liked it. You liked the Scotty, too. You are going to bed in your room, putting on your pajamas. Your toy chest is in the background. You are now going to bed. You're going to bed. I made the bedspread and the pillows in the back for your bed. Yes, you were told to pretend to go to sleep. There's your donkey. You loved your donkey. Called him Donk. There you are with our Burmese cat. The cat came from one of your dad's architectural student from one of his friends who was a fellow student at Stanford. He was Lee Miller. He was killed. He was a amateur pilot, and he was killed in a plane crash off of Palo Alto Airport. Another Christmas. Pardon? No, they were living. They had to go to Hawaii for 6 months, and they couldn't take the cat with them because he was in quarantine for 6 months. This is a year later, Christmas. I don't have any dates, and I can't give you the exact date. But I'd say you were about 5, maybe 6. 5, I'd say. Another Christmas. Very early in the morning, as you can tell. You always got up very early on Christmas. It's like Tinker Toys. Your hair is starting to get darker. It was very, very, very blonde when you were little. Still blonde. And here you are going around on your merry-go-round at your birthday party. I believe that was your 5th birthday. Yeah. Judy Riddle, Tommy Ashley. Plus there were any neighbors around. You were the youngest. That looks like, that's Peggy, isn't it? Peggy Ashley? Peggy. There's Graham. No, there are too many people. What? I know you did. You're too excited. I suspect that must have been Daniel. Trying to lift his head up, which is a pretty hard thing to do. He was treated to colored pictures with his baby pictures. The world had progressed at that point in time. I would say he's maybe 6 weeks old. Do you remember that? Oh, Graham. Yeah. You were very jealous of it. You'd had your own. I was trying to get the cat in there too. He wouldn't go. Now there you were feeding him unhappily. You didn't. He was really an annoyance in your life. Really an annoyance in your life. You had center stage, and now you had to share. Unhappy, disdained. Ah, dear. And no, I don't want to. There's Daniel, about a year old. About a year old. Light's kind of bright. Garden at 20 LaSalle Road. Granny and Graham, Graham in his cowboy suit. Jean wandering around the garden. Daniel just walking, maybe 14 months old. You like that? I like that dress. It's a nice, comfortable cotton dress. I don't know what's growing in the bed there, those red flowers, but they're lovely. I don't know what they were. We could grow different things in our garden at that time because it was basically a sunny garden rather than a shady garden as it is now with the mature shrubs. Graham and Granny having a little playful fight. Sand pound at Sardine Lake. Daniel loves to wade. It's nice soft sand up there. The year I would say would maybe be 57. I'm guessing. Probably 57. Dad and the old life preserver, yeah. Maybe it's 56. Either 56 or 57. No, yeah, it could be 56. Could be 56. Graham was always looking for the mine under the lake, and I was always afraid he was going to dive down and drown himself. He was enthralled with the story of the mine under the lake. It was made by the mine, yes. Yes. It was a wonderful lake for waiting for children. I believe Granny was up with us that year. I think we had one of the large 2-bedroom cabins. This is Christmas again. The ornament you just saw was made by David's father, John Schrock. Graham, the roaring fire. Daniel, getting ready with stockings. Daniel lights his bottle. What's in the box? My. Yuck! The musical instruments, aren't they? The rhythm band. Dan the musician is very interested. Now you're taking your brother to bed. I didn't see him that well, David. That was your crib because we always had cats and it had a cover on it for very small babies because we were afraid that a cat might smother one of our children. But it was a very special crib. We had trouble finding one with a top on it. But we always had cats and we never trusted them with our infants. The top came off as soon as people were able to stand up or sit up. You're going to sleep, maybe. Daniel's coming to see you. He said good night. Daniel out at the swimming pool. Didn't our lawn look beautiful? Look how large the shrubs are getting. Who are these children? One, I think, is Robert. Robert and you, but who's the... And Daniel. Robert and Graham and Daniel. Looks like Judy's there now, too. Might be Judy and Karen Long, I'm not sure. That lawn was really beautiful when it was new, when the eucalyptus roots weren't in it. Yeah, David was up at Sardine Lake with us, yes. There he is. There's David in his baseball uniform. There's Barbara. And there's John. That's when we were up there all together. And there's Graham. Oh, Graham, you just hit Daniel. There's David. Graham's taking center stage. No one else is going to get in this picture. John and Barbara. Our cabin at Sardine Lake. Oh no, that is the excuse me, but that's the cabin on the way up to the lookout. There's a deserted cabin on the way up there. Christmas again. Joshua, he's all right. Oh my gosh, Graham got a gun. Well, you'd ask Santa. I'd say you must be about 7. Dan must be about 3.5. Granny's there. I'm not sure. That looks like the fire truck. Or is it? Or is it the dump truck? Can't see. Looks like truck. What is that on the end of the... Robert, yes. What's on the end of the pole there? I don't know. Robert Riddle. Everyone had to look over their neighbor's presents at Christmas time. Looks like another Christmas. Oh, God. How could I have allowed that for Christmas? Looks like a bicycle, too. Looks like a tricycle. There's Granny. I can't see. Uncle Jack and Aunt Hazel. Uncle Jack and Aunt Hazel. And they're here for a visit. It's a lovely visit. Bill, Uncle Jack, Aunt Hazel. Is that Dan or Graham there? I think it looks probably Dan. Doesn't look like another Christmas. Oh, yes, it looks like another Christmas. I'm not sure. Is that Christmas or... Yeah, no, I don't see the Christmas tree. I see new toys and pajamas. No wonder Margaret's always jealous. She feels she gets Never in any of the pictures. No, that is Granny's tree that she had in her house. And this is down at Cemetery Park, Daniel's birthday. And there's David, I think. David on the swing. We're having a birthday a birthday party. Daniel on the slide, that twirly slide. I think it might be Teresa Long. 5, I think. San Mateo Park on the jungle gym. No one fall. Be careful there. There's Lee. Lee showing off as usual. That's Lee. Lee's watching. Too tame for him. Tired, you can go to bed. I can. Uh-uh. Teresa and Daniel. David. Lee. Comes David. Dan Lee. At the Howells. It's at the Howells and in Pescadero with a swing going over the creek. Graham and Leslie used to sleep up in the house. Granny with Margaret. A picture of Margaret. Daniel and Margaret. Margaret is trying to walk, I believe. Poor Margaret. Margaret is walking. Margaret is walking. This must have been taken in about 1966. Pictures of Margaret. Margaret is trying to walk. She's walking. None whatsoever. Just you were normal babies, that's all. Didn't like the cushions there, that's okay. That old table is now gone. Oh, that's the one I wanted of Margaret. Here we are with her walker that the Longs had given us, and did she like that one? And now they're outlawed because they're dangerous. Granny and Daniel and Margaret. Margaret with a hat. She must have been about 11, 12 months old. She was walking at a year, a little less. There you are. Whoops. Down you go. There's your brother helping you a bit. Oh, you're walking beautifully now. Oops. Down we go again. Daniel's about 10 and a half or, about 11. Almost 11. Our shrubbery is growing up. The bamboo is growing up. Oh, just before we put the gate in around the pool. There was a gate around the pool shortly after this picture was taken. Yep, the gate was not up then, but it was put up soon after. This view of the pool was just left of Graham's sandbox. These pictures are Margaret's claim to fame, poor girl. She didn't get as many as Graham and Dan. She's walking very well at this point. Up. Cute chipmunks. Shot by Graham up at Markleyville on a camping trip that we went. Margaret in the hot springs up there. There's a lovely hot springs pool. She likes swimming in it. Oh, this is at home. Excuse me. In our pool. Excuse me. You threw me off with the, because we went up to that hot springs all the time. Quite a group. I'm not just sure. I see Mother. Graham in his very younger days. Graham up on Anderson Street. That was a nice apartment, basically. Now the bedroom with the bed, it was elevated with a beautiful view. Hand built by Graham Whifler. Margaret visiting Graham. Margaret visiting Graham. That's here, okay. She did visit him several times. Yep. Bill. Oh, Margaret. Okay. Directed by Graham Whifler, I might add. Hate to have my picture taken, sorry. What is this? Dan sleeping. Dan sleeping. Morris sleeping. Morris sleeping. Might have been 5. Must have 5. Bill. Margaret. Which car is this? Mustang? Yeah, the green Mustang. Where are we here? Margaret with a canteen. I would say Margaret is about 8 years old.